Hey students, it's Dr. Quinn here. Okay, now we're looking at the sample paper for Maryland Print House. If you watch the other video that's embedded in the other discussion, you'll see that I also did one of these for elderly instruments. And if you compare the two, this one's just a little bit more in depth, and I'd like to go over it with you. Okay, so what I like about this one, the student mentions not just the name of the business, but the URL, and you'll notice it's the same for every persona. So it's not 3 different websites. That gives you triple the work. You're thinking of 3 users for just the one local business, okay? We're starting with Mary Smith, so we have her name, we have her age, we know her background. And the idea behind this is that you're creating, again, like I mentioned earlier, people who may use the website who have wildly different backgrounds and skill sets. And the idea is that not everybody's technically astute. Not everybody needs sets of instructions. And so the wider you can create your user personas, the better your instructions are going to be, because you've thought of everything. You've thought of most of the contingencies that people may have. Okay, so the business is, she's a local bank president. She wants to create some rewards by buying some mugs. Okay, she needs to order 4. Her budget, sky's the limit. She's ordering mugs that run $200 to $300 a piece. She wants the bank's logo. Okay, so this is everything. And she wants to see it before placing her order. So maybe that's the pain point, is that she's picky. Tom Jones, on the board of a local soccer league. He's buying these again. But he's ordering many more, and he wants to just make sure he's got enough for everyone. So of course, the difference between these two is they're both purchasing mugs. Everybody should be purchasing the same thing, right? The same type of thing, the same order, a main order, for example, on a restaurant, right? Or at a restaurant, or the same type of item from a business. In this case, though, his pain point is that he's limited in budget. Let's see. And he's not familiar with the website. The third one is Sharon Maxwell. She's a librarian. She wants to order mugs for her coworkers so they all match. She's looking for a particular, her goal is to have this theme, but her pain point is that she needs it really quickly. So you can see that they're all kind of doing the same thing, but they've got different goals, different price ranges, different designs, different timelines. Okay, so then when we look at the instructions for at Maryland Print House, you can see how they mirror the instructions in some very basic ways, what you got for elderly instruments. Title, opening blurb. You'll just keep in mind that you're not mentioning the personas anywhere in the instructions, only at the very end where you have this little add-on where you describe how you accommodated each person very specifically, which steps accommodated Mary, which ones accommodated Sharon, and how it accommodated it. Right, so you maybe want a couple sentences for each. You should be good to go there. So background on the business, what the business sells. Now, we start the steps with an imperative: access, select, download, copy. Steps are in full sentences. When they are, we use periods. Remember the assignment instructions, though. They very specifically say that each step needs a graphic. We don't have a graphic for either of our student sample papers. So you'll want a graphic for each step. And that then allows you to have steps and corresponding images with the same numbers for consistency. You'll notice that the steps start here. The steps are aligned. The images are aligned on the left-hand margin. As long as it's consistent, fine with me. Step 1, figure 1, or step 2, figure 1. Figure, that's the figure label. That's the number. And then here's the figure title. Okay, if you italicize your first figure title, you need to italicize all of them, that kind of thing. The images look like screenshots. This looks like a partial screenshot, and it's edited to draw our eye to the actual action. Select products. You know, see how products is in all caps here, and it's in all caps and bolded. The action on it being bolded is really nice. Mugs and drinkware, not in all caps, but it's bolded because it's the action item. You probably could have, the student could have done a block around that as well, just like you did here, but that's okay. I think this is working. So step 1, step 2, step 3. Now, I don't recommend bullet items of a list of 1. lists, bullets need to be lists of 2 or more. So here's how I would, if a student submitted this for draft feedback, I'd give them feedback to do some updating on that. You notice all the images are now aligned. Here's the thing with this, for step 3, figures 2 and 3, this could be step 3A and 3B, and then you could keep everything aligned with each step. Here's a note that is not included in the sequence of the step. Here's an image that is impossible to read. This is not functional. It's too small, it's too blurry. This is where a partial screenshot of just this part zoomed in would have been much more effective. And so when we're thinking of these instructions documents, it's not the more you write, the better grade you get, but it's about being purposeful. When you list, you have to list 2 or more. So maybe this becomes a sub-step. Okay, figure 2. Trying to figure out, like, this is the step itself. You need to adjust the price range. Select the, okay. So all of these bullets are actually, there's more than one, but they're separated by the figures. I'd play around with the organization and design. I probably would pull that bullet up. And I don't know if you need all of these images for the step. I think it's a bit of overkill. Okay, step 4. Starting with this little opening phrase and then the imperative. The imperative here is click. Again, you could do a sample of just 4 and zoom in so we can read the sub-content. The content's a little too small. And you see how it's all grayed out? I can read the 11-ounce colored economy ceramic, but I can't read anything else. So I really play with those designs a little bit. Again, small, and I would zoom in. But you get a sense of the student's still off to a really good start. I see where the images are mostly aligned. This one looks like it's shifted over a little bit. What you may want to do on these when you're creating yours is once you've gotten the layout where you want it to, save it as a PDF so a PDF becomes a static image and things don't shift around. But you can kind of get a sense of the type of feedback I'm going to give, how things are set up, how they're numbered and labeled, and so on and so forth. You don't want content that's not, that isn't part of a step, that's just sort of hanging out in space like that. When you do your references page, honestly, save yourself a lot of time and headache. You only need 1 reference for the website itself. Then, of course, how your personas are accommodated. So think about website design and choice. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I look forward to chatting with you this week.